Hey YouTube, this is Roy. I finally get to do my. There's been a couple of viewers that asked me, how my setup is. Today's Sunday is kind of quiet, so I figured it'd be the best time to show you guys. And please excuse the mess. Sundays is usually when I start cleaning shop and all of that. But I wanted to tell you the story of my toolboxes, or how I got involved in collecting tools. I'm not a professional mechanic. I don't do like mechanic work every day. We do car detailing, so it involves some mechanic, but I'm learning as I go. I also been learning from the viewers. When I do a video, they'll recommend, well, why don't you try this and why don't you do that? And I really owe this video to our friend Neil Mays. He asked us on one of the comments to go ahead and show you guys my layout. And so without further ado, I'm gonna get right into it so it doesn't become a big video. I'll go through the drawers of all my boxes. The nicest one, there's some extra storage that I have for tools that I don't normally use. But anyway, what I wanted to tell you guys first, this was my very first toolbox. I had this before I even got married. It was just the basic Popular Mechanics I picked up at Walmart, and I still keep on the inside. These were like basic tools for the house, but I kept it for memories because, I collect a lot of old stuff. If you can see here, this is what I started with, some of the US Craftsman. So anytime I run into something that's Craftsman USA made, I always go ahead and keep that. So this is kind of a memorabilia. I would say that this box is probably 22 years old. So, just to let you guys know that, you have to start from the bottom. So this is why I still conserve it. After this box, the box after this one, I started with my very first box that the wife bought for me was not this model, the model that's above, but this is a 32, I think, and the model that I started was the 46, which is it was a flip top. It was a red one, and it was the one that was like 46 inches wide. So then after that one, this was my third box. This one I'm not gonna. This one I store a lot of stuff that I don't use, and this also has a flip top that you can open, and it's got a thing where you can lock here. But this was my third box, and then my fourth box is this black one that's right here. And the way we have it set up is if I'm working out of this one and my wife wants to work on something on that side, the blue one and this black one, we kind of have the same tools so that people don't have to be back and forth. You can just get what you need right here. I have a lot of like my half-inch drive on this one. Before I show you this one really quick, I'll show you what's on this one too. These we got a really good deal from our Snap-on drivers. These are Cornwell. Once upon a time, these boxes were kind of expensive. I think these were like maybe $2,500 or $3,000 once upon a time. And instead of going to Harbor Freight to buy something that was like, we kind of got these for the same price as you would at the Harbor Freight. And what I really like about these boxes too is these boxes are kind of like heavy duty. Hopefully I can do this without having to crush anything. But that's why I like these boxes, because I can actually do this, stand on the drawer, and they support the weight. So that's why these boxes, they're old, but they were built quality. So just if you guys do that, be careful you don't fall. I almost fell. but you know, for the sake of the video. But and they're these and I like it because these had the you know, these latches, and the drawers are pretty big. So, and then on the compartment is pretty big too. This is another this box I use daily. I even got this lamp from Snap-on that's got the magnets. So this is kind of like in packs. I think I keep wrenches somewhere in here. So this is, every now and then I'll need a wrench, and it's nice to have them handy. Tire sockets, so this is where I keep my tire sockets. And this light helps a lot, so if you guys are working late at night, this really comes in handy. And it's got a little switch where you can just turn it off. But yeah, these were nice big solid boxes, and and I think I got this one for like $800, so it was well worth it. So then I work more out of the black one than the blue one. So this is the one that I work out of the most every day. So I'll start with the top drawer. I'll go really quick just so you guys can see what's in here. So this is all my half-inch drive. Most of these sockets are like super expensive, so how I was able to buy them was I always looked on the flyer, and I've been buying my stuff when they have the sales, like when you buy one get one free. Otherwise, you know, it's hard to buy because they're super expensive. I mean, like this chrome socket set here is probably $500, just this one alone. And and then this was a deal that they had about 3 years ago. It was called the Summer of Chrome, and it came with all these ratchets. It was a breaker bar. It was this locking, these two sizes, and then it came with the chrome and the deep and shallow and the extensions. It was all in a kit. I think that kit back in the day was like maybe $1,500. So that's how I got those. And then you know, everybody has oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, this is a 1056 KRL. This is I think this is 36 inches wide, and this is 30 inches deep. So that's why I like this box a lot, because it's got the deep drawers. This is my junk drawer where I keep keys and paperwork. This is where I keep all of my like Torx bits, that sort of thing, Allen keys, stuff that I use on the like seat belts and stuff for the cars. This is my wrench drawer. This is not, I don't have any Snap-on here. Most of this stuff has been gifts from the wife or stuff that I bought like on Black Friday. This is most of these are gear wrench. Just the Lowe's wrenches are these right here, and these here. This was a Christmas gift from family. What I like about these is that these have two measurements. So for example, if I take this wrench here, it's got in metric, it's a 19, and then it's got an SA3. It's a 3/4, and the ratcheting is really nice, and the chrome is super nice on these ratchets. And I use these ratchets a lot. It's just that when I'm done working, I make sure to wipe everything off. These are, I love these flexi. Sometimes you need to get in you know, and when you're in tight corners, and I like these. They're these reversibles from Gear Wrench, and I don't do heavy wrenching, so these eventually I'll end up buying like all the Snap-ons. I have a few, and so that's so much for the wrench drawer. Let's see what's in here. This is the drawer that I usually work most out of the day. This was a gear wrench set that I got from my wife for Christmas, like I'm thinking about 6 years ago. And you could tell I use this every day. You could tell that's why it's kind of like the chrome's faded. It's been a really good ratchet, 80 tooth, and this is like the one that I use mostly every day. This is really handy when you're taking off seat belts. Um, Tape measure, gun. This was something, I'm not a big fan of Matco, but it's good quality. I kept this little tiny screwdriver because it was on the side, like if you open the trunk of a car, it was laying like that. And so I kept it. I mean, I know they're good quality. I want to return back that I don't want to say I'm not a fan of Matco. It's just that we don't have a Matco driver. And Matco does have really nice tools, but we're not able to buy because we don't have a driver. I think the closest one here is Shelbyville, Kentucky, and that's a few miles away. We've called before, but the driver says, sorry, Roy, we don't cover that area. And that's why we don't have. Otherwise, we would buy stuff from Matco because they do have some nice tools. This is where I keep my pneumatics. I love this right here. This was the old Snap-on air ratchet before they came to these. And that's another favorite tool too because it's you don't have to use air to do that. And then I have 1/2-inch sockets. I also have these these long ones. I think one is an 18 and the other one is a 15. And then the old-fashioned air hammer. Let's see, down here I have more 1/2-inch stuff. So this box mostly has a lot of my, so I have like, this is where I keep like my big ratchets like that, the half breaker bars, big stuff in half that's standard like this set here, extra sockets, lamps, socks. So then going down to the next one, this is where we have all of our tire inflator and all of our Milwaukee collection. I started experimenting with Milwaukee too. Some other stuff is really good. So we use them a lot for drilling in concrete, metal. I have the Milwaukee metal bits, stuff like this to drill into metal, the saws. So they make good stuff, and so that's why we got the whole Milwaukee set. So then from here, I was gonna show you guys, from here, we'll go to my big box. So we got this for our 100th anniversary. The story on this one too, folks, I had to wait 5 years to get it. It took me a long time, but we finally got it. So if you want something and you plan towards it, eventually you do end up getting what you want. A lot of people, I call this my retirement box. A lot of people, when they decide to retire, they either buy a car, a condo, a house, a vacation home. And I chose to buy a box because since I use it, so I figured this would be more something that pays you back. But anyway, it came with we ordered it with the stainless top. I have power on both sides. If you guys notice, there's that fan that we got from the truck. It's got on the side to charge your phone. It's got USBs. It's got a 3, how would you call, power speed. And here's your connection for the extension if you need to go into power. I use this with my 18-volt battery. And the top, if you notice, guys, I don't have any, I don't put any stainless, any oils on it. I just clean it with oil. And this one also came with the underneath light. And so this is where I keep some depending on what kind of cars we're working on. whether it's Mercedes, BMWs, we have to have like the sockets to be able to take the seats out. So this is where I keep a lot of my sockets, like quarter, 3/8, half, mostly specialty sockets. And then here on the next drawer is where I keep all my, here's some of my snap-on wrenches, line wrenches. These are the new ones. You know, Snap-on had a problem with not having quality vice grips, so these are the new ones that came out. These are a lot better, a lot stronger, and they also have where you could put the Allen right here, and you know, like if you had an Allen key and you needed to tighten up. So that was a nice feature. And so I also have these long wrenches too. I got these from Mac a few years ago, once upon a time when we had a Mac driver. These, I kept them in the box. I didn't even open them. These are from the 100 anniversary. When we got the box, we got the these, they're not wrenches, these are my ratchets. And I like these because they have the cushion grip, but if you notice, they also have the little teethers. So, and I keep, here's my torque wrench. So I'll give you guys a quick view. The half, it's 15 foot-pounds to 300. I use that every once in a while, only when I put tires back on the car. Here's the screwdrivers. It's a 12-piece set, and then this is torque, screwdrivers, picks, upholstery tools. These are the ones that have the little hole in the middle. So that's that. I got these from Gray Pneumatic. These are quarters, so this is metric and standard with the little ratchet extensions. And these, you never know when you have to use those. And you could still tell I have a lot of room to fill. We did the video on these, if you guys remember, a few weeks ago. This is my hammer collection, chisels, punches, and then let's see. And then we have pliers. I still have a long way to go. I just have the basics. And then here's a couple of Mac drills. I really like this for taking out seats because sometimes the seat comes like that and you need that little space to be able to get in there. So these come in kind of handy. If you have one of these Mac, or if you have one of the Aircats, those are pretty nice to do that ball joint press. The wife said to start buying the stuff that normally you would go to a car place to rent when you're working on something, and she says that way you don't have to do it. And then I'll start from here and jump to that. This one is a 3-bank. So here I keep like receipts, jackets, testers. So that's kind of like my electrical drawer. And then here is a junk drawer, screwdrivers, papers. Here's where I have my Snap-on plate. That one's empty. Cleaning supplies. And then this is my gun drawer. This was my very first Impact. They don't make these anymore, and but I keep it because this is when this was like heavy duty. It was the XT7100. So this is an old Impact, but it still works, so that's why I keep it. And if you guys buy these little guns, like these little 1/4s, it's best if you get them like on the promo, because the promo will have all the guns. I think we paid like $700 for, at the time, that was about 2 years ago. They all came in a big pack, and that's the best time to get them because it'll have all the guns, it'll have the charger, the 2 batteries. So you wanna get them when they're on sale. So here I have miniature lamps, more drills. This is where I have one of these. for when you're doing, you know, odd areas. And the polisher, we use this a lot for the headlights on your cars. And this is one of those new lamps too. I love this because this has a hook so you can actually hang it, or you can also put one of those magnet pieces in the back so you could stick it. So that's a nice lamp. It also has a little pointy thingy here. And let's see what's been on. This is mostly cases. This is where I have my polisher where, you know, something this like this. So this is, these deep drawers are good for storing extra stuff. This is my AC gauges. So whenever I'm, you know, doing air conditioning, I don't do it for a living. I just do it for like me or for friends when they come over, and it's nice to have that. And then over here, this was a set that I got from Gear Inch from my wife a couple of years ago. This came with the other one that's in the other box. I have these, I think these are pretty cool. When you need to work in tight spaces, you can put your sock here, and then you put your gun on this side. And so I got these from once upon a time from Mac. Triple squares for Volkswagen, Torx. These, I believe, are the RB something. People always talk about these, and I went ahead and got them. Some of these are extractors. Some of these are like the, you know, when you need to get stuff, oxygen sensors and magazines. This is the writing drawer. It's empty, so I just put receipts in. But you could take it out if you needed to use this drawer. Here I have Noco Boost, scope. I have, this is Solage Edge. I use this to reset the seats when I put them back, like on Mercedes, Mini Cooper, stuff like that. And then extra chargers. I also got one of these from Sir Tools. It's supposed to be the brake for your brakes. I've used it like twice already. It's a nice. These are nice tools to have because it saves so much time. And then I have the whole set of Mac oxygen sensors. So, oh, and really quick, folks, I'll show you the. I also wax these. I'll make another video some other time when you can see me waxing. I use like the spray wax, the Meguiar's, and the top I don't use no oils, no stuff that you use to clean the fridge. I just use regular Windex. I got into the Garage Journal and I asked the guys how they take care of their stainless tops, and so on these I just put regular Windex and just keep it clean. I'll show you when I'm working what I put on that top so that I don't scratch it. I have this really nice red mat. This is like a fender cover. You're supposed to use this on your cars, but so I don't scratch that top, I put this like here, like so, and then that way if I'm working on something, I can lay everything here, and this helps so that you don't scratch your box. These are not expensive, and they help a lot, and then you could just clean them with soap and water. I think these are like maybe 34 bucks at the most, but I've had this for probably 4 years, and they're fender covers, but I use this to put on top so I take care of my box. You know, when you guys pay thousands of dollars for these boxes, you wanna take care of them. I'll show you really quick too, because for some of the viewers, so they could see what the new box is gonna look like. So we ordered the add-on that goes here, and then another add-on that goes here. So eventually I'll have like supposedly like a Mr. Big, but it'll be, you know, sections. And then if I ever was to move, it's also nice that you could take it apart. But here's a picture of what it would look like so you guys get an idea. Let's see, how do there it is right there. So this section here, I'll have the power drawer, and this section here will be all cabinets. So this section here pretty much will be like this right here, but with the exception that this has the lock and roll where you have to do sideways to open the drawer. The other one will have the impulse, so it'll be kind of like this, but in the Epic version. And another thing I wanted to tell you guys is that when you order your box, make sure that you order the colors that you like. The drawer configuration. After when the Rock and Roll Express came, I wanted to get like the 68 Epic. I wanted one like in red and preferably with like the 3 long drawers, because the 3 long drawers actually measure 62, which on mine, because of the other drawer there and being a triple, it only measures 54. So make sure when you guys, depending on what field, are you guys doing diesel? Do you guys have big bulky tools? So you want to make sure that when you're selecting your box, that you're selecting it with the drawer space that you're going to need. And because some guys don't want just the skinny drawers, they have big sockets, so they need big space. They may need lockers that support a lot of weight, especially when you go into the bigger size sockets. And just to give you guys an idea, let's see if you probably see it better here. The old Epic boxes used to look like this. So if you have that type of box, then you do have the 62 inch drawers. If you have something like this, then you're only going to have the 54, because this little bank here takes up that space. So I found that out, and then by looking at the their catalog, it'll tell you right here the widest drawer. So this will be that top drawer where you usually put your sockets. So if you look at the box numbers, it'll tell you, and or you can also take a tape measure and measure that out. And if you guys need a catalog, don't forget to ask your Snap-on driver, because it helps to have it, because it kind of gives you an idea. And so a lot of guys told me too that they really like. I wanted something classic, so that's why we went with the chrome and black. It's a color that is, you know, a lot of people like. Also, when you choose your box, make sure that you choose the colors that you like, because remember, when you pay for an item like that, it's like buying a car. And sometimes boxes look nice on the truck that are a certain color, and then when you put it in your shop, you may be like, well, that's not what I wanted. So make sure that you choose it right, because it's something that you have to live with for a long time, and you have to like it. And that's what inspires you to go to work every day. But thank you guys for watching. I kind of gave you an idea of our setup. You don't have to go very expensive. If you notice over here on this side, I also have cabinets that we bought at Sam's Club. I think these were like $200 a piece. And if I can show you really quick, they hold a lot of junk. So this is where we keep bottles and stuff that we use. If you have these are perfect for the house garage, because you can put a lot of stuff in them, waxes and stuff, spray cans. AC stuff. And what's cool about these, especially if you guys have kids, you can lock them and you can keep everything locked. And what I like about them is they have these wheels, the casters, and if you need to mop your garage, you can get underneath and keep it clean. And they're kind of skinny, so they don't take a whole lot of space. And so this is another option. And they have them in chrome and red, chrome and black. I chose this color because I just use Windex to clean them off when I'm done, and you're good. And so this is another option for storage. You know, you don't have to go super expensive to make it nice. And but thank you for watching, folks. And as I get more stuff, and you know, eventually later on we plan to get a lift and to make our job easier. But thank you for watching, and I hope you guys liked our box tour. And let me know in the comments what you think. And I also showed you a picture on the screen of how, you know, it's gonna look after the cabinets won't be here till probably the 14th or the 20th of February. But thank you much. You guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow when Jesse gets here. Bye.